We begin tonight with new developments over what's being called catastrophic cuts to funding for homeless shelters here in Acadiana. Tonight, Governor Landry lashing out at the Catholic Church.
He's unhappy with the church's stance on immigration and cites that as the reason he vetoed $1 million for Catholic Charities to help homeless people in our community. News 15's Dracar Francois joins us with a look at what some say is the governor playing politics to raise his national profile at the expense of Acadiana.
Jim, Catholic Charities is now faced with a problem, how to fund their shelters. And that comes after Governor Jeff Landry vetoed money that they were going to get to fund each shelter that they have around Acadiana. And that all comes because of the Catholic Church's stand with immigration.
Which throws us into, even further of a crisis.
A crisis. That's how the CEO of Catholic Charities of Acadiana described the situation at a panel discussion on homelessness. This after Governor Landry vetoed $1 million that was meant to fund local homeless shelter programs. In a statement, Landry now cites the Catholic Church's stance on immigration policy as a reason for the veto, even though the funding was meant for homeless citizens. The program has nothing to do with immigration.
This is creating a whiplash situation in which, on the one hand, Jeff Landry is insistent on getting the 10 Commandments posted in schools and universities across Louisiana. And at the same time, he's backhanding a religious charity that, in fact, is operated by the same faith that he ascribes to, which is the Catholic faith.
This decision leaves many in shock.
After this, then what?
Catholic Charities was counting on that money overwhelmingly approved by the legislature for the new fiscal year, which begins July the 1st. A prominent political analyst says Landry appears to be picking a fight with Catholic Church to raise his national political profile.
Jeff Landry's in the process of making a reputation for himself. It's a national reputation at this point, and he wants to be very clear on some issues, and he doesn't want to have people looking back at his record and saying, aha, he coddled immigrants or he did things like that.
Now, to keep the shelters open, they'll have to find private means and also accept donations. Live in Lafayette, I'm Dracar Francois for News 15.
Well, only on News 15, the Bishop of the Diocese of Lafayette now speaking out about that loss of $1 million for Catholic Charities.
Moments ago, the bishop spoke by phone with News 15 assignment editor Wally Pierce. In that conversation, Bishop Desatel suggests the governor's veto shows a lack of compassion. Take a listen.
We were very disappointed by that, of course, because we rely on what was apparently part of the budget for the homeless and here in Acadiana. And the statement that I read, and I presume that it's a correct quote of his, is that somehow he links the fact that we take care of the homeless and feed the hungry as being that we are aiding and abetting illegal immigration and illegal immigrants, when the large majority of the clients that are served by Catholic Charities of Acadiana are from Acadiana. They're homeless people here. And the monies that are used were really the only shelter in town to help with the homeless, with people who were on the street during the cold winter months and also during the very hot summers, to show some amount of decency and human dignity. The thing that is the narrative, which I believe is false, is that somehow helping people who are in need is now associated with inviting more illegal immigrants to come into the country. And so the blame has been put on works across the country, the United States, of Catholic Charities, when we're not a police department and we don't make the immigration laws. That's the job of the legislature and the national legislature, and they've messed that up so much that now they don't know what to do about it. So it was very disheartening to read that. I hope Governor Landry changes his mind. He has been a great help to us in the Respect Life field. And there should be a connection also that we're respecting life by caring for, especially in our community here, caring for the homeless and the hungry.
Is it significant to you that he's a Roman Catholic, a practicing faithful Roman Catholic?
Well, I'm glad he's a Catholic, but as Catholics, we also have a social dimension that we're called to follow the gospel and care for those who are in need. I mean, Matthew 25, I was hungry and you gave me to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. I was homeless and you welcomed me. As often as you did it for the least of my brethren, you did it for me. That's, part of our Catholic social teaching, that we care for those who are in need, especially right around in our neighborhood and in our community. Catholic Charities does that, and many other services for those who are in need. And the homeless also include people who are homeless because of some of the natural disasters that we've had in the past years, from the floods of 2016 to tornadoes and storms. People who are out of their homes, we help them to be sheltered until they're able to get back on their feet. And that's what, that is what that money is used for.
As you heard, the bishop tonight is hoping the governor will have a change of heart and restore that money for homeless care here in Acadiana.